just so I can remember. I like to have everything on record.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Okay, so the first question I just had on here, just so I could spell it out. What is your name?
Lisbeth Schrader.
And then
Or Liz Schrader.
okay, and then how do you spell that?
Lisbeth.
Perfect.
Boy.
Okay.
And Schrader, Schroeder.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so
German.
much. Thank you. And then where and when were you born?
I was born in Denmark,
Okay.
a little town called Kalundborg,
Oh, cool.
in 1947.
Wow. So around what age were you
I was
generally
54
when 9/11?
when 9/11 happened.
That's crazy. Besides this apartment in Lynchburg, where else have you lived?
I lived in Denmark, I lived in Germany, I lived in South Carolina.
Mhm.
That's where we were when 9/11 happened.
Okay.
And Wisconsin,
Okay.
and now here.
Dang, that's a lot of places.
Yeah.
Where were you when you first heard about the 9/11 attacks?
We were in Columbia, South Carolina,
Mhm.
and I was working with the Eastman Chemical Company.
Okay.
And I remember us coming out of a meeting and watching it on TV as the first plane hit the towers.
Dang. So what was your initial reaction when you heard about what happened?
Well, everybody was talking about it. I said, gosh, that's a terrible accident.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody could imagine that people would do this on purpose.
Yeah. No, exactly. Did you know anyone personally affected by the attacks?
No.
Yeah. And then did you have any family that you like immediately called when you heard about what happened to make sure anyone was okay?
Well,
or-
actually, 10 days before this happened,
Mhm.
my husband and I got married.
Aw.
So my parents and my brothers from Denmark were here,
Okay.
and my daughters.
Mhm.
I have one. One was in California, and she was moving to Connecticut, and the other was here in Lynchburg.
Okay. Awesome.
But they were all in Columbia, South Carolina at the time.
Okay.
And we had the day, or this 9/11 was on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Sunday, we had been to Charlotte and put my parents on a plane to go back home. My
Oh my
parents and my
goodness.
brothers.
Oh my goodness.
And my brother, yeah.
Wow.
So, and right before this happened, I had just got a note from my brother
Yeah.
that they were home okay.
Oh.
So I was like, oh.
Okay, good. Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yes, very good.
Because
Yeah.
it did affect air travel after that totally. I mean, it totally changed air travel,
Yeah.
what happened that day.
The rest of your day, how did the rest of your day go? Did y'all all get dismissed from work? What happened?
Well, my son-in-law, who was also at the wedding, was supposed to fly to Chicago
Okay.
that day.
But he didn't.
But he never did because no planes were flying.
They shut everything down.
They shut everything down. And they shut down all over the world. It wasn't just America.
Yeah.
It shocked the whole world.
No, I can imagine.
Because I know my parents had gotten to Denmark and then they drove up to my aunt's house
Okay.
to take a nap because it's a long flight.
Mhm.
And my aunt came in and said, you won't believe what's going on in America. You know, they
Wow,
had just gotten
yeah.
off a plane from there.
Yes, yeah. That's wild.
So the whole world was affected.
Yeah. Did you watch what happened on TV?
Yes.
You found it all out there. How did the attacks affect your sense of safety?
Well, I think people could not imagine that people could be that evil. You know, you got on a plane to go somewhere,
Yeah.
not to kill somebody.
No, yeah.
So
Exactly.
so it was like people woke up to, oh, there are evil people in this world.
That's sad. What are the conversations that you had with other people? Just what you were talking about, the evilness, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it was just a big shock because of the, people could not imagine people being that evil.
yeah. It's hard.
You know, and when you move around America, I came over as an immigrant
Mhm.
and became a naturalized citizen.
Mhm.
But I had always experienced people as, if something was wrong, people would help you. And here you saw pure evil.
Mhm. Your view on America changed a little bit.
Well, it changed on people,
In general, yeah.
because it wasn't Americans who did this.
Yeah.
But that somebody could be that full of hate was a shock.
How was coming over as an immigrant? Was that hard? Changing topics for a little bit.
No, not really. I mean, I married an American in Germany
Okay.
in the military, and we came over to his state, which was South Carolina.
Okay.
That was kind of a shock because it was in 1968,
Okay.
and they still had signs, no blacks allowed. and stuff.
Really?
Yes, they did.
Wow. That's
So,
wild.
whites only. So
Yeah.
that was a shock.
And y'all didn't have that in Denmark?
Denmark is all white.
Really?
There was no black
There was
people
no
at
black
the
people
time.
out there?
There are
Okay.
now, but
Okay.
not
Wow.
then.
Wow.
So yeah, that was sort of a wow.
Yeah. How old were you when you came over to America?
20.
20.
Yeah,
Wow, young.
yeah.
You got married young.
Yes, I did. Well, we did back then.
Yes, yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then going back to the 9/11, what do you
Yeah.
remember most clearly about 9/11 that day?
Well, I think when the second plane hit, everybody said, "Wow, somebody's doing this. This is not just an accident."
Yeah.
And that's when things kind of changed, and afterwards, air travel, like I said, totally changed. I mean, before that, you would go maybe through a metal detector to see if you had a gun on you or something, but that was it.
Yeah. Going off that, how do you think the country has changed since the attacks?
Well, I think people have gotten aware that bad things can happen.
Yeah. And there's bad people out there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Do you have any lessons that you believe Americans should take away from 9/11?
It was good to see that how they changed, because before that, I remember one flight before 9/11 where the pilot would actually go out and talk to the people in the cabin.
Really?
And now they close that door and don't open it at all, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, a lot of things happened, but it was like you became more aware that bad things could happen.
That evil was out there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all the questions I had.
Oh,
Thank you
really?
so much. Yeah, it was a quick interview. That was it.